Hey y'all, Cameron, all over glide fishing, doing my very first ever bait builder review, and started working with Matt Gifford over at Giff Glidez here in the last several months. Just been talking, going back and forth, and Matt and I were able to hook up, put together a couple baits, and I am really excited about these. Get them out there. I tell you what, like for a garage builder bait, I want you guys to look at this bait right here. This is hot, right? This is the color shift on that. That's very impressive for a garage builder, let alone just even a mass manufactured big bait builder. This is good stuff. So here we go. Let's kick it off. I always get asked what makes one glide bait better than another, or what bait would I choose if I'm looking at custom builders. Well, to me, this is where the story starts. It's always about the bait builder. Who are they? What is their story? Why are they doing this? What drives them, and what is their why to spend hours and hours in their shop or their garage, literally pouring resin, wearing a big mask, painting, trying things out, getting them, run them out to the lake, swim testing them, checking them out. And to me, that's a process that only someone's going to do if they're very passionate about their craft and what they do. And I tell you what, man, I've so much enjoyed the swim bait game over the last few years and getting into it and following some guys, whether it's Travis at Bentonville Customs or now Giff Glidez or Ryan Biggs at Biggs Baits. And I mean, the list goes on, guys. So This program that I'm putting together is going to be, some of it maybe done on the water with a bait builder. It could be something that I'm doing like this, just doing a highlight on some baits that I received that I'm super stoked about, or potentially in a podcast interview with Brad Wiegman on the show, or maybe even just like a Zoom interview that I'm doing with someone, which I'm still hoping to get together with Matt Gifford and put this on so we can kind of maybe finalize out this series after I get these baits, these incredible baits that he sent me on the water, and start doing some swim testing with them, which I plan on doing here in the next few days, getting them out. I'll have the GoPro strapped up, doing the steady retrieve, the burn, the chop, and playing with them. And I think that we're all going to be very, very pleasantly surprised, because you can tell just by looking at these baits that Matt puts a ton of effort into them. So without further ado, let's talk about it. Who is Matt? What does he do? And how long has he been doing this? So Giff Glidez, the owner, is Matt Gifford. He's from Sherwood, Arkansas, which is about 2.5-3 hours south of me. I'm in Bentonville, Arkansas area, northwest Arkansas. And I love local businesses and supporting local businesses. That's a passion of mine. I love supporting small companies as well. Nothing wrong with big companies. Heck, I throw bull sheds, I throw Clutch. I mean, some of the bigger glide companies around, and hats off to those guys. They do a fantastic job. I mean, they're one of those two is usually tied on one of my rods at all times in the boat. So nothing against them, but this series, to start out anyway, is going to be just about the small guy and help them get their name out, use my platform and try to help them and see what we can do here. So, Matt's been building baits for actually a long time, for probably right around 10, maybe even 12 years. However, in 2023, Matt started building swim baits and just found out that he had a passion for this and a love for the big bait game and working these baits and making them his own. And in talking to other small bait builders, that's a key right there, is finding a style of fishing that they like and building the bait to fit how they love to fish. And I tell you what, man, you spend an afternoon or a day out in the water with one of these guys that builds their own baits, and they're going to kick your butt throwing their baits. They're really good at it. They have it tied down and dialed into an absolute art, and something I look forward to hopefully doing in the near future with Matt, whether that's up here in northwest Arkansas or down in central Arkansas where he lives, and seeing if we can put some big ones in the boat. But Matt, he's been doing, exclusively Giff Glidez at GiffCustomSwimbaits.com. I believe I'll put the link in the description. I probably butchered that. Sorry. But I will put it in the description here in the comments as well, so you guys can check it out. But you can tell he's passionate about this and does a really good job. That's what I love about Garage Builders is they are out there. Some of the best baits that you can buy are from a small bait guy that really just hones in his craft. And that's a passion of mine. And I don't have the time with my job and work to be able to build my own baits. But man, I tell you what, I'm going to support these guys and show them some love and do all I can to help promote their companies and help them grow. And I think that's really awesome. So yeah, I mean, full transparency, guys, I've not thrown these baits yet. I've not, but man, they sure do pass the eye test and the smell test. These are awesome here. This is the copper bone color from Matt, and man, look at that. That is sharp. It's got it's a 7.5-inch bait. EKG is the name of it. EKG7.5. 7.5 inches from the tip of the tail, or tip of the line tied to the back of the tail. And one thing that sticks out to me about both of these baits is the tail. I've fished glides for a long time, and as you guys know, have a ton of them. However, I've never really seen one yet that has this firm of a plastic tail on it. So I'm really excited to see how that helps stabilize this bait and makes it swim. I know when talking to Matt, he says his favorite style of fishing these baits is just kind of a slow roll them in. And to be honest with you, that's one of my favorite ways to do it as well. It seems like you get a lot more bites that way. Not to say, right, that this bait can't be, worked in a chopping fashion. And, you can also see, as you can tell there on the top, you can pull that pin and make this bait swim however you want, right? Like you can make this bait chop really aggressive. You can tighten that joint down so it barely moves at all. And it's going to get super wide. So again, make it your own. That's the cool thing about these custom builders, man, is they give you the option and the ability to do that. And looking at these, they do have the, rotating hook hangers, which I know some builders don't seem to really care for that or think it's important. I'm either way on it. I've caught tons and tons of fish on baits that don't have rotating hook hangers. And hey, Lil Rome 424, what's up? Keep throwing those big bender baits, or those bender baits. They kick ass, right? Right there with you. I get it. But anyway, getting back to these, but I do believe, in my honest opinion, that having a rotating hook hanger, excuse me, sorry, my allergies are terrible right now, is vital. And it definitely helps get strikes and helps keep fish pinned and get them to the boat or the bank, whatever your style of fishing is. So good stuff there, guys. Love it. I think these are awesome. And gosh dang, sorry. They also come stock and with number 1 round bin Gamakatsus. And that's impressive as well because dang it, a lot of these baits, I am telling you, you have to really watch and make sure they have come with good hardware. And if not, switch them out to the hooks that you love. And you'll be surprised at how much better your sink rate is, style of fishing that you can do, etc. So, so I guess my question to you guys is, what out of these two baits, in what conditions are you throwing them? Are you throwing them on a sunny day, cloudy day, clear water, stained water? For me, the way I start out and what I will do as soon as I get out on the lake with these is the bone's always gonna be my go-to color to start out. I love throwing a bone bait, and in most conditions, this is the one that gets bit right here. So yeah, I think that, this is gonna be the one I start with. However, I've been fishing a pink bait here lately by bull shad, and I've just been blown away at the bites I've been getting on it and the quality of fish I've been catching on them. And now having a full resin pink glide with an amazing color shift on that is awesome. And one cool thing about this color shift here, or this color, is in talking to Matt, he told me, so I was talking to him, trying to get some notes written for this live, and I asked him what's the color of this one. He says, well, this one's the copper bone color that he, that's his color. That's what he calls it. I said, what about this one? He said, name it your own. This is what you asked for. So this is what I painted you. So that's something else to think about with a custom builder, is if you do have a bait that, or a color scheme, whatever that you want, you know, talk to your builder, work with him. More than likely, he's going to work with you back and build a bait for you that you like in a style or color fashion that you want. And that's what I did. So I guess let me know what you guys think, what color, you know, I should name this bait. But I'm thinking I'm going to start out with like just a pink mist. I think that sounds good. And full transparency, I did ask ChatGPT what color options, and that one came up. There were some cool ones, you know, Arkansas, sunset, others, but I think that pink mist is good. I have not seen that called another color on a different bait. If it is out there, I apologize. But yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pick these up and chuck them around, see what kind of giants we can catch. I'll be throwing these baits. They are, being that they're 7.5 inches long and weigh right around 2.5 to 2.8 ounces, I believe. I don't know exactly. On probably just a 1 to 4 ounce Johnny Morris rod from Bass Pro Shops. I highly recommend that rod. I know it's an entry level rod. A lot of the old swim baiter guys are probably going to flame me for throwing that rod or using that rod. But guys, it has a 10-year warranty. It's ultra light. It's got a really good parabolic bend to it, yet still has a good backbone that you can get a good hook set on fish and keep them pinned. I've been using the PC Fun Alley Joe's 300 reel. Again, it's more of a budget type 300 reel. However, it really does the job. You can buy them on Amazon, I want to say, for, you know, probably, hey, Giff Glidez is on. What's up, Matt? Eddie, what's up? Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining. You guys, we're getting to closer to the end of this, but please go back and watch it as we get there. But all right, as I save it and put it on the page. But anyway, going back to the equipment, Johnny Morris rod, 1 to 4 ounce glide rod, PC Fun 300 Alley Joe's reel, and then I've been playing around because one of the guys I really follow and look up to in the swim bait game is Jim Fallon. He's a big bull shad bait guy, and he has been swearing by this pitch black 65-pound braid, and he says that it is phenomenal, and he is amazed at how much further he can cast this and how much better his hookup ratio is versus using a you know, like a copolymer, a monofilament, or a fluorocarbon line. So this is 125 yards on this spool. Used it one trip out. Just make sure your settings are good so you don't start getting backlashes when you cast grade, because, you know, we all know what happens then. You could break off. However, talking to Jim Fallon about that, he did have a good point that, you know, typically where braid floats and where it breaks off is going to be at the spool. So this probably isn't going to work for the bank guys, but for us boat guys, if you do see your line floating on the water, you usually can get over to it relatively quickly and grab the line, pull up, and get your bait back. So that's something I thought was kind of cool. I'm not fully sold on the braid yet. I'm going to keep playing with it, but plan on using it here pretty heavy for the next probably month or so. And if I don't like it, I'll just go back to, this is the P line, the Sun line. This is a CXX 20-pound. Amazing line. Travis from Bentonville Custom Lures got me hooked on this stuff. It's cheap. You can get it. It is a copolymer line. However, I mean, I've caught big stripers on it. I know Travis has caught, you know, probably potentially maybe even the Lake Record striper on 15-pound test P-line CXX on one of his baits, and I think probably well over 40 pounds, and, you know, he didn't break off. So I like it. I think it's good stuff. And one other thing I'll mention on my setup that I like to use is I will either use a split ring that I will hook to the nose of the bait, or what I have been really liking is going with these decoy size 4 egg snaps. And I think that they work very, very well. Again, I've caught some pretty dang big stripers on them. I haven't had any problems. And, you know, they seem to really hold up where they have that double latch on there. So another thing I will do with these snaps is once they go on the nose of my bait, I'm not necessarily going to be changing baits back and forth because I don't want to loosen up the bend on the snap or make it weaker. So whenever I cut the bait off, the snap stays on the bait and I tie it on there. The purpose for the snap is just if you're throwing a glide bait and you're not getting the action, the motion that you want, a lot of guys will go to a ring or a snap, and that really opens up the bait and allows it to really swim and get maybe that chopping motion that you want, or however you want to fish that bait. And another thing, and actually I have to give credit to Mike Buca for this one, and he called it out, and it's very true. Regardless of the knot that you tie, and again, this is my opinion, to the nose of the bait, and you work it, every time that bait's moving, your line is also moving on there, which is causing wear on the tip of that line, which is going to make you have to retie more and other things as well. So that's kind of what I do. I like that. I like these snaps and playing with braid right now, and see how that goes. Again, I just can't say how appreciative I am of Giff Glidez, Matt Gifford, sending me these baits. I think they're awesome, and I can't wait to further collaborate with Matt and hope to get him on a live here soon to where we can talk and he can actually tell you guys his story himself, because he's going to be able to do it way better than I am. So I think that's pretty awesome. 21K Mass Pro joined. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm just now getting to wrap this up here, but again, I will save it on my channel. So I, really appreciate you guys going back and watching. I'm going to probably make some shorts out of it as well, put it on YouTube. Again, my whole theory and process behind this is to help promote small builders and show people where to get them, how to fish these baits. Like I said, this is only part 1 of this series. Part 2 being that I'm going to, have a GoPro hooked up on my boat on a clear sunny day in Beaver Lake, which the water is usually incredibly clear anyway, and show the different retrieves of these baits, show how I like to fish them, and just see, so you guys can see how they move in the water under different, a speed retrieve, a chop retrieve, a slow roll, any of that kind of stuff. And, again, make it your own. That's what I do, and it really works for me. So shout out to Giff Glidez. I'm going to put his link in the comments of this video. And I encourage everyone, all of you guys that, are watching now and then later. Hey, Jason, 8389910. Thank you for watching. Sorry, I'm just now wrapping up, but I encourage you guys to give Giff Glidez a follow and reach out to Matt and talk to him. He's a great guy. And, let's help these small builders grow and, continue doing what they love, because it is a passion and it takes a lot to get it done. So I would love to hear more from you guys to see, if there's a builder out there that you would like me to link up with to collaborate, put something like this together for their baits, something maybe that you like, and continue the series. Backing up, I guess, in summarization of what my plan is this is step 1, is to introduce the baits that I got from the builder that I bought, however, right, and talk about them, what I like about them, the hooks, the joint, all of the different things about these baits. And then step 2, getting out on the water, doing some swim videos in various fashion, posting them up. I put them on my Facebook. I run a Facebook group for Northwest Arkansas and surrounding areas for swim baits and glide baits, which is a lot of fun. Some great content posted in there. And then also Instagram and TikTok. So getting it out there and helping these guys grow. And then the third part of this is hopefully I can figure out time-wise to get with builders. And again, what you do an in-person or a Zoom type interview with them, or possibly even some of them out on the water, and we're fishing and throwing their baits and talking and hopefully catching some fish. So if you guys like this and you want to see more, please let me know in the comments. Reach out to builders to reach out to me if that's what you want to do. I don't care. Let's put something together and continue this. But thank you guys all for watching, and I look forward to collaborating more. Thanks all. Peace out.